Now, having looked at Linda's case, with us in studio is Naomi Mulei to help us understand issues to do with wet nursing and specifically Linda's case. Now, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Nancy.
Now, to my first question, in your line of duty, how prevalent are cases of wet nursing and what are they like?
Currently, the prevalence of wet nursing is very low because of the situation that we find ourselves in, and especially because of the issue of HIV/AIDS. But 2 decades ago, wet nursing was actually the norm, and would find quite a number of mothers having people to actually breastfeed their children.
You said 2 decades ago they were more prevalent than today. What changed? What, other than HIV and AIDS having come to the picture, what else has changed?
The way people live. 2 decades ago, we had more people, mothers, really not working, more at home, unlike today. So today, even a housewife is still busy, unlike 2 decades ago. And therefore, at that time, even a mother would actually leave her child, and then the child would be given, would have been breastfed by another woman. Yes, even at that time, we also had milk banks, even in the hospitals, but that was discouraged because of the advance of HIV/AIDS.
Now, coming back to Linda's case, was wet nursing the only safe and affordable means that we could have used, or is there any other method that Linda would have looked at?
As for the case of Linda, there were other options. She could have looked in terms of formula feeding, because her case was that she did not have enough milk. Yes.
Now, formula is quite expensive for some people. Are there other methods that can be used to ensure that a child is nourished, but they're not breastfeeding if maybe the mother does not have milk?
Okay. The issue of mother not having enough milk is really not fully there, because what we believe is that every mother who has been pregnant has enough milk for her child. So there are many causes that should have been eliminated long before we go to the issue of wet nursing. The first one, the mother could have been helped to actually be able to position the child correctly. Maybe there are some psychological issues that she's undergoing. She could be undergoing stress, because if the mother is stressed, then she cannot produce milk. If she's not having enough food, she cannot be able to produce milk. And the frequency of breastfeeding. If she breastfeeds like 2-3 times in a day, then that will not have sufficient, she'll not have sufficient milk. But the more she puts the baby on the breast, the more the milk will be produced. So that was the first option that would have been looked into, because breast milk is still the best food for an infant. Now that she was not able to breastfeed herself, so the other option was the breastfeeding, the formula feeding. Now, formula feeding, we needed to explore with her whether she's in a position to purchase the milk. And it's not just the issue of purchase. There is something we call AFAS criteria, where it's acceptable, that culturally is acceptable. She can be able to wake up any time of the night, prepare the feeds for the child. She's able to meet the challenges that come with not breastfeeding, because culturally it's known a mother is supposed to breastfeed.
Now, Naomi, under what conditions would you advise a mother to go for wet nursing?
There are quite a number of options. The first one, that if a mother dies and there's another woman, maybe a close relative or somebody like that, who is nearby and who is having a small child, and then we have looked at in terms of the expense, in terms of formula feeding, it's not there, then that way you can consider. But even as we consider the wet nursing, there is the issue of looking at that other mother, their HIV status, having not been exposed the last 3 months, and also if that lady is she's married, then also the status of the partner the last 3 months, and also that this partner also remains faithful, because in the course of this breastfeeding, if this partner brings in an infection, then the chances of this child getting infected are very high. So there are so many things that need to be put in place for one to really consider wet nursing. Okay. And then this mother is supposed also to be counseled that there could be some small amount of risk if the child is infected with HIV. that the chance, though it's minimal, but the mother needs to know that there are chances that this child could infect this mother. And especially if the child has sores, you know, in the mouth, yeah. Yes.
There are cases where mothers will refuse to breastfeed because they feel their breasts will sag and things like those. What are the negative effects that mothers have or women have to not breastfeeding?
We have a lot of effects when the child is not breastfed, because one of them, the mother's milk has antibodies. That means the child is protected from illnesses, and with that protection you cannot get it from any other milk apart from the mother's milk. That milk is available 24 hours. That milk is at the right temperature. You do not need to have fuel. The mother has the milk throughout. So if this child is not breastfed, then these children suffer from other illnesses.
Perfect.
One of them is the bonding, because this child can be fed by anybody. But when there is that bonding between the mother and the child, you'll find that when the baby is breastfed, there's a lot of bonding between the mother and the child. And that one is carried on, not only during that time when the child is small, but even long after. Even when this child becomes an adolescent, the issue of trust and all that comes in when the child is being breastfed. So already, when the mother is not breastfeeding, the gap widens, yeah. And you find that they are not intimate with the child.
We were talking about Linda's case, and she was forced to wet nurse because she believed she did not have enough milk. We hope that you as a viewer, when you are considering wet nursing, you will first take into account all the issues you have learned today as you go for this. I'm Nancy Njoki. God bless you.